Welcome back, everybody, to an exciting round 2. We've got Kyle Koeppe playing Abzan.
It's good to be back, handsome John Douglas.
I did not welcome you yet, so just calm down.
You said everybody. I'm somebody.
Whoa4, thanks for the follow. He's playing against Grixis Shadow, piloted by Victor Kurz.
Concur.
I'd like to welcome back my co-host, Taylor Gunn.
I'd like to welcome back my co-host, the handsome John Douglas.
I feel welcomed. All of a sudden. Something's going on with these cameras.
Oh, I
Maybe there's an
thought they
earthquake.
were going to arm wrestle to see who goes first.
Not a legal way to determine who goes first.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
It is not random.
Did not know that.
Also cannot determine by a foot race.
Noted.
Noted.
So, I don't know where the advantage in this matchup lies. This is a very, this is a match that you could see at any Grand Prix across the country.
Any Grand Prix ever.
Well, in the modern format.
In the modern format. Alright, so we've got the Grixis Death Shadow. Abzan exists over Jund right now because of this matchup. And
Yes.
the mirror. So I would think that Abzan has a bit of an edge here. But as with most green-black decks, it's not a huge edge.
Sure.
Let's see. Can we keep some 7s?
New playmat looks sharp.
Yeah, it is very sharp. Land go for Kyle.
Victor's going all the way down to 18.
How about 16?
16. Woo. What's a life total? It's an unnecessary object in Victor Kurz's world.
Clearly.
Taking all the damage.
How about 14? How about 12?
That's the best turn one I've ever seen for a deck.
Oh my. And this does not look good for Victor. So he's gone deep in order to get these Death Shadows online. And he's looking at a grip full of removal. Taking the Abrupt Decay. Can't really tell what Kyle drew from here. There's a little bit of glare there, but
I mean, if he's sitting back on a hand of removal, he just has to wait for the opportunity. And he gets to smoke these Death Shadows.
smoke them. Smoke them if they got them.
And he's got him. He's got him. Here's a Goyf.
Here's a 3/4 Goyf. Conveniently out of bolt range. Unconveniently not out of terminate range.
Yeah, well.
You got to terminate him if you got him.
Right. I think Kyle really is just putting the pressure on here so that he can untap hopefully into like a Lingering Souls perhaps?
Perhaps. I don't think he has one, but just putting the pressure on Victor here is a big deal because he's dealt himself so much damage to start off. Forcing him to answer your Goyf instead of setting up for another turn, now that he knows you've got all this removal in hand, is a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Terminate. I'm surprised he didn't take 3 there. Tireless Tracker.
Yep.
So if Victor takes 3, then his Death Shadows become much larger. Big enough to turn on Stubborn Denial.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be the difference maker here. But he does have the fetch land anyway, so he'll be able to get him that big. All the way down to 7. For Liliana, make you sack. Seems pretty strong. Although I believe this Abzan deck is particularly good at fighting through Lily-type games.
Right.
Especially with this Manland.
Yeah, Manlands, Lingering Souls can be another big thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in playing on a Lingering Souls now, giving them the chance to answer when you can just take this Lily offline immediately.
Yeah, just shut her down.
Just shut her down, boys.
All the way down. All right. Untap.
Let's see what Victor's got. He's down to... he should be at 7, right? I believe he's at 7, not 5, because we attacked Liliana. But I don't know. What do I know? I'm just watching the game.
Yep. So what Victor needs to do here is he needs to generate himself some card advantage.
Well, he's got card advantage on Kyle. And that Liliana is actually a really big tempo swing. But he just doesn't have any board presence, and that's what you need. And he knows that Kyle has 2 paths in hand. Oh, how low are you willing to go here? You don't have to fear the Bolt.
Or the Reaper.
You may have to fear the Reaper, as you're getting very close to 0 life. Going to 6.
Here's 6. Getting a basic. So he's decided that he wants to turn off that valve of hemorrhaging life.
Yeah, we're going to try to stabilize here at 6, it looks like. Play some 7/7s. If we can draw them.
Yeah, that's
draws a
the
fetch.
whole thing.
That's
We
not
want
where
to
you
draw
want to
'em.
be. Let's see how he likes these next 2. Looks like the hand is Snapcaster, Thoughtseize, Land.
Okay.
Oh, we're putting them both on top. Punisher, thank you for the follow.
Here's another Thoughtseize
Thoughtseize.
going down to 4. Path.
Bob. Ooh, boy. Taking a path.
Takes a path. See, Kyle's at 19. With Victor at 4, Bob can put him right back into this game.
I might just swing with a manland here. He's not representing Terminate. I guess he could have a Fatal Push. Oh, Scavenging Ooze. That's even better.
Wow. I might play them both. Yeah, gets them both into play. And these two on the board together, man, they're like peas and carrots, peanut butter and jelly.
PB and J. So Victor's going to have Snap, Thoughtseize to take care of the path. And then that's going to put him down to 2. He's going to have to pay a life to fetch. No, he won't have to pay a life to fetch. He has a Stubborn Denial in hand and a Death Shadow. So he set himself up to stabilize at 2 life here pretty well. But Kyle's drawing an extra card a turn still.
Does Victor have a Fatal Push in his hand?
No. He has Death Shadow, Snapcaster Mage, Stubborn Denial.
Okay. And he has to snap now, because if he lets Kyle untap, this Scavenger Goose is going to turn that Snapcaster Mage into
It's
just
still
a
not
creature.
enough, actually, because he can just activate the manland and swing it with all 3, and he'll only have 2 blockers.
Jeez.
I think he's just dead either way at this point. Dug a little too deep, a little fast. Victor Kurz flying a little too close to the sun today.
That's unfortunate. You know, you hate to see that from a young man.
You do.
He's a young man. He didn't know.
Oh, he knew. He knew what he was getting himself
Did
into.
he know what he was getting himself into? Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure. Checks out.
Snapcaster. Thoughtseize down to 2. Death Shadow. Alright, so we have an 11/11 Death Shadow. Greatness at any cost. Not too costly today.
Let's see if Kyle just sees the line.
Oh, he drew the Fatal
just
Push anyway.
draws the Fatal Push instead. Victor's gonna find his island and go to 1.
But now you can just fire up this man lane and get in there, and that's game anyway.
Yeah, he could have missed.
Yeah, he could have just not seen him.
So that's interesting. So really, I'm wondering how much action there was before Victor drew, like before Victor started cycling.
Before Victor started cycling.
The street race at the beginning?
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to say. Yeah, there's a shambling event there anyway. Teddy Jr.
Yeah, man, that shambling event, important.
It was an important one. Yeah, so the snap terminate is a reasonable play. So you stay at 3, right? Thomas, thank you for the sub, buddy. So you stay at 3 if you snap terminate.
Well, that and you can get him to commit a lot more resources to the attack.
Correct. You still have to go down to 2 to play your Death Shadow, and then you're just dead to any removal spell. But that might be a higher percentage play.
Can you not play Death Shadow at all and just like Fatal Push Bob, say go?
He doesn't have a Fatal Push.
Oh, we had the right. Okay. My bad.
Yeah, there's almost no situation where you don't cycle the Wraith if you draw him early. He dug a little deep on getting shocks when he didn't need to.
Right.
You have to play the Thought Seizes, but I mean, for the most part, you're not going to not get a shock. You want that Death Shadow to be as big as possible.
Right.
You can't play around everything. So I'm not saying he played poorly. Just trying to examine if there's any outs there.
All right.
And yeah, also, sorry to go back to this last game still. If you Snapcaster Terminate, you don't get the path out of his hand, so you know he has a removal spell, so he can punch it through.
Sure.
So you're just dead if you do, dead if you don't.
So while our players are shuffling up, we'd like to remind you to check us out on social media. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/TopDeckProductions. You'll be able to find out when we're streaming on that page. In addition, you can check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TopDeckProductionsStream, for replays and archived coverage from all of our streams. Follow us on Twitter at TopDeckProds, P-R-O-D-S, and now on Instagram as well at TopDeckPro. And of course, you're here on our Twitch channel, right here at Twitch TV /TopDeckProductions. And you can always get notified when we go live, and if you like what you're seeing, feel free to subscribe as well. Twitch subs are on sale. Through October 2nd, all subscriptions are half off. Go ahead and give us a subscription, and we'll keep a little extra in your pocket. You can get some Ixalan cards, and don't forget to Amazon Prime, you guys get 1 free sub a month. So if you use us, we'd be super happy.
Honored even.
Honored.
All right. Drawing up. Let's see if we can keep some strong 7s. I see a young Peasy in Victor's hand. That's young Pyromancer for the layman.
The uninitiated to the world of the peasy.
You're about to be initiated. That card is a heater.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Absolute heater.
Absolute heater.
Much more tame opening for Victor this time. Just shock land into a Serum Visions.
Simple shock into Serum Visions.
And here's one of the manliest of the lands.
Another good start for Kyle. So you don't really need to attack Victor's hand that much, especially not early. You want to attack it when it counts, which is after he's set up his life total. Although you would be able to see this young peasy if you had played the turn 1 discard spell.
That's okay. He's got enough removal that even if he does cast a discard spell, I can't imagine him taking creatures as often as he takes spells. Not to say he'll never take a creature, but sometimes you have the creature removal spell, so it doesn't really matter.
That is a true statement. We're pushing the peasy. Victor getting no value out of it. That's one thing with Young Pyromancer is a lot of times you'll sandbag until you have the third land so you can cast that and a spell. Not the case here for Victor. I think he has other plans for this third turn. Young Pyromancer number 2.
Here's the value spell.
And there's the value.
Won't you take me to Value Town?
So even if Kyle had the removal spell here, Victor able to hold priority.
Still get the trigger.
Still get the trigger.
It's not even a matter of holding priority. It's the way Magic works. Once the spell resolves, the active player receives priority again. That's just how the game is designed.
How the game is designed.
You don't have to do anything special.
Tell me how it's designed.
Carefully.
I think it was just kind of haphazardly thrown together.
At the beginning, kind of. Now there's a watchful team of consummate professionals curating this experience for us.
I don't know that I would call them consummate professionals, but you know what?
Really?
Yeah. I think they're just haphazardly thrown together these days.
Well, I mean, I guess you can call me a wizard shill, because I have the utmost respect and confidence in the R&D team.
Okay. Despite their recent failures.
Particularly the rules manager.
Particularly.
I think the rules manager for this game does a great job.
He has a hard job, and he does well at it. I'll give him that.
Alright, so Victor passed with 4 mana up, so Cryptic Command available to him.
Don't know that these Death Shadow lists play a lot of Cryptic Commands.
Yeah, they're not. I'm just joshing with you guys. Here's a Termagoyf.
Kyle's just interested in Goyfin with these guys, and Bobbin, as it turns out.
Just New Boot Goyfin.
Just New Boot Goyfin. All right. Okay. That's a quality, high-value Colgan's command there. Killing the Bob, which is of the utmost importance. And getting back this young Pyromancer, which I assume he's going to play. And if he has a removal spell for this Tarmogoyf, he is in real good position.
Yeah.
And there it is. And so many little elemental guys.
Yeah, look at Victor turning this match around with this young Pyromancer.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks like a completely different game we're playing here versus game 1.
Uh-oh. I think we're going to ruin some fun here with a Scavenging Ooze.
Oh, was there another uh-oh in hand?
No. This
okay.
is uh-oh enough. Being able to eat up Victor's graveyard, gain some life, is a pretty big deal. I believe I saw Terminate in hand that'll get rid of this for Victor, but still not a great position to be in. So we're going to gain some life. Potentially. Eat some guys. Potentially. Gain some life. Potentially. Push gone. So getting rid of spells in Victor's graveyard is going to do two things here. It's going to keep him off of Delve. It's also going to stop the Snapcaster value from happening.
Right. I think you get the Colligan's command.
Thinking if he wants to go for a 3.
I think he should. Nope. Just the Colligan's command and the push out.
That's fine. He's going to have it terminate anyway. So you can't get all the removal.
Concur. Now Victor's feeling saucy.
Oh yeah, he's definitely in a commanding lead here. Oh, and a Liliana in the last hope.
Is going to leave not many hopes left for Kyle to win this game.
No, he's not in great shape. Typically, Lingering Souls is a pretty big draw for him, but with his Lily on board, he can kind of grind out the souls.
Yeah. So I can't imagine.
What can't you imagine? Please share.
I can't think of the card that would be in Kyle's deck that puts him in this game. Like you said, Lingering Soul's not as good as it could be because Liliana's still in play.
So he does have a removal spell for the Lily in hand. He needs both.
Yeah, he needs to back him.
A removal spell for this young Pyromancer would be a big deal because it's going to get out of hand very quickly from here. Yeah, so Damnation could be pretty good.
Yeah, Damnation's an out for sure.
But it still leaves this Lily unchecked. I guess just for a turn.
Well, we got the Lily resolved here, but he's taking 5 a turn, plus whatever Victor has in hand, and this is the turn that Victor's tapped out. Victor's not going to commit much more to this board.
Right, but if you Damnation, you don't deal with the Lily can just get back the young Pyromancer, and you're back to square one.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a Maelstrom Pulse here on the Pyromancer is strong. And then another Scavenging Ooze.
Okay.
So by eating this young Pyromancer, he's going to be able to get his Ooze to a 1/3 with the Lily. I'm sorry, a 1/2 with the Liliana activation, which is still enough to block these elementals.
Right.
Yes,
Victor.
he does also have the Shambling Vents.
I think Victor just drew. Is it Staticaster?
Ooh, that's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, because that's gonna take down the Scavenging Ooze when combined with the Liliana and the Elemental Token.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of options here for Victor. Apparently, he also has an Engineered Explosives in hand.
Right.
I don't know if I'm crazy about 1-for-1ing with that. It is pretty good.
I'm not wild about Engineered Explosives in general against this Abzan deck. So is the idea you play it for 2 against the Souls, or play it for 0 against the Souls, or play it for 2 against his other threats?
Yeah, you can do either one. Anything to generate some value. It is a little awkward because you have both 2s and 0s as well, but attacking with 2 elementals.
Oh, no blocks. Wow. The discipline.
So by not blocking, you're able to answer a Snapcaster Mage here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're going to respond by eating this young Pyromancer, hopefully. Alright, Kyle goes back up to 10, shuts down the Liliana from being able to get back to Pyromancer.
Right.
See if Victor remembers to plus the Liliana. Yeah, no block was a very heads-up play.
Very strong. Very strong. So Victor still minuses to get back.
Oh, there's
a different young
Pyromancer.
Pyromancer.
Wow. Didn't see that one.
We're just going to cast these things all day.
Alright, so Kyle's going to go back up to 12, gain a little bit of life. Abrupt Decay the Lily.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, Abrupt Decaying the Pyromancer when it comes down doesn't do enough. Because again, he can just get it back with Liliana.
Right. Well, you have to get the Planeswalker off the board for sure. So now if he gets his Pyromancer,
any spell at all, and he's in great shape.
he can still just fire up the mainland and get in. Like I don't think. I mean, then you put Victor on heavy to have like a Terminate or something.
Yeah, so I don't think you can get in here.
I would. I'd make him have it. I think you're far enough behind that you have to start making plays in which he has to have the win to get the card to get back into the game.
Sure. So I don't think that's a push in hand. I think it's a Thoughtseize. And it turned. Is it Static Caster?
There's two Thoughtseizes.
Maybe trying to shy Kyle away from blocking the young Pyromancer, but spoilers, he's 100% doing that anyway. If I'm Victor, I don't have any problem firing off these Thoughtseizes here. Like, taking a couple damage is not a big deal. In fact, it's beneficial in some cases.
Right.
I don't know that I would fire both off right now. Maybe wait till he sandbags something.
Alright, so Victor's gonna man up and do this.
Yeah, you take 2 to get a 1/1, which isn't the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. It's the beginning of some people's worlds.
Beginning of this Elemental's worlds, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And so now, so if you attack with the Pyromancer, you have to attack with the other Elementals.
Yeah, the second Thoughtseize is less good in my opinion.
Concur. And then if you attack with the Elementals, you have to. He's gonna block with the Shambling Vent, right? Because now Victor has an empty hand, so if the Shambling Vent's part of Kyle's game plan.
True, but I think you have to deal with both the young Pyromancer and the Is It Static Caster.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tempted to just block here because any creature puts you way ahead at this point. Going to 8 less than ideal.
Kyle just takes the 2. That's surprising.
It's not a bad play.
Okay, we got something on the draw step.
Probably a path. Could be no. Probably a path. One on top, one on bottom. Let's see what he drew off of the Serum Visions. Hopefully for Kyle, not another spell.
So now you get in with everybody.
Send the troops. He's going to take 3 total.
So by moving to blocks, Kyle knows that that card is not a removal spell.
Right.
So he has to assume it's... I mean, I don't think he gets to, like, assume anything. He just has to do this.
Right. So he
right now.
only has the one white source outside of this Shambling Vent. So he's not able to... So he would have been able to path after blocks, or after attacks before blocks, the Static Caster, and then fire up the Shambling Vent. But his mana kind of prohibited that.
Right.
And a Death Shadow from Victor.
Here's a fat Death Shadow.
Kyle needs an answer now. That's not an answer. He's just dead.
All right, we're going to look at a game 3.
I think he could have survived at 1 life there. But that's no life to live. So the young Pyromancers might have thrown Kyle off a little bit. He might have put Victor on the Delve plan more. The Scavenging Oozes are a little bit worse here. Not anything you're taking out, but you probably lean on them a little bit less.
I know Kyle is willing to play Knight of Souls Betrayal, which would look amazing in this matchup.
I'm always willing to play Knight of Souls Betrayal. Doesn't play well with Bob, but I've run them both in the same deck before, and I'll do it again.
All right. So if you want to go back and watch that game, this and every other match is going to be available on our YouTube page, youtube.com/TopDeckProductionsStream. 2 S's Productions Stream. The Top Deck Productions YouTube channel is your best resource to find your favorite matches or your least favorite matches.
I don't know why you'd want to find your least favorite matches, but
if you want to, like,
here we are.
If you want to get onto the Top Deck Productions page and, like, berate me about things I say,
okay,
you could find your least favorite matches. So be sure to subscribe there, and you'll be notified when these are uploaded from our streams. Top Deck Productions Stream, 2 S's. Productions Stream.
That's a little awkward. Kind of like that last game. Little awkward for Kyle. Drew a lot of lands.
Little uncomfortable. Didn't know what to do with his hands.
He didn't know what to do with his lands, that's for sure.
Didn't know what to do with his lands.
So many of them. But being on the play helps him out a lot. If he has the turn 1 discard, it'll help him out a lot. A lot of these Grixis Shadow hands kind of hinge on a singular card, whether it's a Young Pyromancer or a Delve spell. And even just being able to see what's in their hand gives you a lot of information and lets you know how to sequence your plays better.
Concur. And a lot of times playing these green-black decks, it is about sequencing. It's about doing things in the right order so that you can mitigate the amount of advantage your opponent is gaining.
Absolutely. The cuts are in. Let's see if we can draw a good 7 for both of these guys.
Here's a big 7.
Victor giving his deck one last little burp there.
He double-sleeved, so I'm sure it needs a burp. I cannot wait for these perfect fit hards to come. I don't have any, like, ordered or anything, but I want them to show up at the store.
Have you ever used them before?
No.
Do you just want
I want
to
to try him.
give it a go? Kyle is giving it a go all the way back to 6.
Victor gonna manhandle his deck one more time and keep the 7, it looks like.
They're KMC perfect hards, right?
Yes. KMC perfect hards. So they're just like a perfect fit, but instead of the kind of penny sleeve material that the ones you're used to are made out of, it's much more like a sleeve. I think it'll protect the face of the card better. I know some people get concerned about people like poking their cards with their fingernails. Or sometimes my thumbnails get a little long while I'm shuffling. They can indent.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never worried about that, but I also don't have any nails, so that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if you're just like constantly clawing at rocks or what happens to your nails.
Yeah, just everything. Clawing
You're
everything.
just clawing at everything.
I think it'll do a good job of preventing warp in some of these foils. Oh, Kyle going down to 5 on the play.
It's not good.
Not where you want to be. It is definitely a deck that mulligans well, but Victor keeping his 6, it looks like.
Did Victor... Oh, he went to 6?
Yeah, he's currently on the scry.
Just checking out that top card, making it look good, putting on the show. He's gonna keep it there.
Scry to the top from Victor. Not what you want to see from Kyle when you're going down to 5, but if Victor went down to 6, not the end of the world.
Right.
Kyle definitely has a lot of ways to generate value in his deck.
How do you feel about Scry 1? Do you think Scry 1 is too limiting as the decision is binary?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I think there's enough variables with, different cards that are in hand and things like that to where it's an interesting decision.
Right. I do love to scry multiple, like scry 2 on Read the Bones or Glimmer of Genius.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of different options.
And it really, it adds that's a great way to add some texture to a card.
Yeah, so scry 2, keep both on top, is usually wrong. Like, it's wrong, I would be willing to say, like, 95% of the time.
Wow.
So it's not as open-ended as you would think. Yeah, Scry 3 with Prognostic Sphinx is sweet. I'm a big fan of the old 4C. The old Scry 4 Draw 2 was a sweet one back in that standard.
The best was when you got to the Pyromancer's Ascension.
Yeah, you got to 8CM.
Jeez. All right, so here's a Thoughtseize. We'll talk about seeing some things.
We're gonna see a lot of 3 drops. Goodness gracious! I can tell you, he's not gonna take a Lingering Soul.
Lingering Souls, Liliana, and Kitchen Finks are the cards that Victor's viewing right now. Imagine this Liliana is going to be the one, as he doesn't have a card that deals directly with it, whereas the other card types he does.
He does have a Liliana in hand of his own, which may be a little bit awkward because he's not going to want to plus it in the face of these 2 Lingering Souls. Man, if Kyle gets to draw a land here and play a Liliana and discard the Lingering Souls, he is in good shape. Not so lucky. 3rd Lingering Souls, though.
That's not where you want to be. Victor's going to hit his 3rd land drop because he's on time.
So, interestingly, Kyle not playing a card there. Victor has to either put him on drawing something that costs 3 or more, which there aren't many things in his deck, or drawing a removal spell, and he has another Thoughtseize in hand. If he Thoughtseizes here, he's forced to take this Liliana, which isn't the best. And then a land from Kyle still leaves him in great shape because he can play the front half of a Lingering Souls at that point.
Right.
So I would not be surprised at all to see Victor throw out another Thoughtseize here. Especially if he's got a creature he wants to protect.
Yeah. So Victor using a bit more caution this time. He's
Oh, the Angler.
He's not taking every possible option to damage himself. So he just went to 11 there where he could have gone to 9.
Oh, it comes into play tapped land.
Wow.
The
that is
absolute worst land to draw.
Yeah, he needed... If you drew untapped land there and played Liliana, just made Victor sacrifice a creature,
So big.
it would have been huge.
Of note, Victor can't play his own Liliana and plus it, because that puts Kyle in a real good position. And Kyle's only at 15, so it's not the end of the world. Victor drew a Snapcaster, which
so
doesn't do anything here.
Well, no, it changes the Liliana plus math. Because if Kyle goes Liliana plus it and Victor Snapcasters in response, then...
Well, there's no reason for Kyle to go Liliana plus when he
Or
could...
Liliana minus is what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's not the end of the world still. But
So here's Victor just waltzing his Liliana right into
multiple Lingering Souls.
multiple Lingering Souls. So Kyle's going to then cast his Liliana minus... untap.
Scar,
cast
thank you for the
Lingering
follow.
Souls.
Yeah. Interesting position that Kyle's in. Definitely needed a third land.
No, I think Victor just punted.
Yeah, playing this Liliana is not great.
Alright. There's the untapped draw step. Let's see if Kyle plays the line as I saw it. Sometimes I don't...
I mean, Lily minus here is very obvious. Just kill a 5/5. It's one of the... It's your only way.
Kyle's going to
get
play
rid of it.
2 Lingering Souls next turn.
He could play all the Lingering Souls in the world.
Dude, the souls are just going to linger all around him.
All around him. Inquisition. Oh, you're not going to like what you see.
Oh, yeah, man. Guess what? More Lingering Souls.
So now, do you plus Lily? You can't.
I wonder if Kyle lets it linger or he attacks Victor's Liliana.
I can't imagine that being the right call. So
Jeez.
if Victor...
Kyle's taunting him. Do you want to trade your card for my half a card?
Yeah.
I love it.
So if Kyle pluses Lily here, or sorry, if Victor pluses Lily here, he discards the Terminate in all likelihood, which isn't doing much. And then when Kyle goes to plus his Lily, he can play his Snapcaster out as an Ambush Viper.
And then Kyle's just going to flash back his Lingering Souls, both of them.
Oh, yeah. So we're Snap Inquisition plus Lily. All right.
Man.
So all these cards, a land lets him... What's the draw here? It's
I don't
something.
know. Oh, it looks like a heater here.
Scavenging Ooze is so good here.
Kyle's going to let it linger.
I don't know that I agree with this. I would have probably kept 2 green up and just tried to
No,
eat
because then
something.
you could just negative the Liliana and eat your Scavenging Ooze. It's really bad.
Okay.
But now he can sack a soul, block the Snapcaster Mage with a soul, untap, have this Scavenging Ooze. Victor's going to 9 on the cycle. Kyle's in command of this game.
Command.
It's not often that you see a situation where playing the Liliana is the wrong play. But stepping back into that game, Liliana was not the right thing to do there.
I don't know that anything else he could do.
He had the Terminate, or he all he had to do was sit behind the Gurmag Angler, attack with the Gurmag Angler once. Kyle's got to play his Liliana because he can't face down this 5/5.
Right.
So then when Kyle negatives his Liliana to try and get the Growing Angler, you snap in your mage.
Sure.
And then you sack the mage and you're way ahead. You get to kill his Liliana next turn.
Oh, wow. Look at this draw.
Jeez, old Peters. Was that the draw off the Street Wraith?
That was the draw off the Street Wraith. I don't know why he didn't cast it on his turn, but...
Yeah, if he casts it on his turn and shoots the souls, then he gets the negative Liliana to get the Scavenging Ooze.
And in this... Wow, he has to block the Scavenging Ooze. He doesn't, so he's going to get to eat 2 creatures here. And there's even a 3rd creature he could eat if he wanted to and kill this Liliana.
So if he then Kyle untaps and plays more souls, and you untap and kill. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't eat the last creature.
Mm-hmm. Liliana's a hard card to play with.
There's a lot of line. A lot of lines around it.
Oh, and he's going to attack Kyle here.
Maybe drew a Terminate? Oh.
Engineering explosives for 2.
Man, that's so bad.
It doesn't do anything here.
Because it kills your Snapcaster, which leaves you open to minus on his Lily. Should have attacked the Lily, so that it couldn't minus immediately and kill this as its Static Caster. Man, just bad all around. Yeah, I think Victor saw his own misplay on the Izzet Static Caster, and now he's just all the way into Tilt Town.
He's on the tour bus to Tilt Town.
I don't know why Kyle didn't eat the Gourmet Angler last turn if he's just going to do it in a turn. He has no cards in hand.
Right.
But here we are. Maybe wanted to bait out the Colgan's command.
Victor might just still be in this game.
I don't see how.
I really don't see how now. This bottles the mind.
Boggles the mind. Like, you can just sit back on this. Oh, he drew an Abrupt Decay. This is so bad. Here's some more spirits. Wow, so bad. I don't know why Kyle tapped the way he did. He could have eaten the Static Caster in case the Colgan's command was drawn. Just a land, not punished. That's fine. Alright, so we're popping an EE. And now Kyle just has total control of this game.
Oh yeah, man. He's going to get the ultimate this Liliana. Theoretically.
That'll game.
Man.
That's game.
That was 3 really interesting games to watch. I'm glad we had it on camera. We're going to go find another interesting one for you. Sit tight. It's not going to be long.
Won't be long. We'll have just a couple minutes here.
All right.
All right.
Bye.